Robin again. Okay, this one I'm going over the semester I just finished up, fall 2012. I had told you in my last video that I had applied for the nursing program back in May after I completed my prereqs that I needed to do to apply and my NLN. The cutoff date for nursing applications was August 15th. That was for this coming January, next month, 2013, to start nursing clinicals. And I got a letter in the mail that I made clinicals. I was accepted to my nursing program. I was completely thrilled and, oh, so happy. I still get teary thinking about it. You know, there's so much competition out there, and there were hundreds of applicants, literally, and they accepted, I want to say, 28 or 30 for the day and 28 for the night weekends. So you have to be not discouraged if you don't get picked right away, because the competition is so heavy and so tough out there. Just keep plugging along. If you don't get accepted the first time, keep applying, keep trying, see where maybe you can take another class over, but, you know, just kind of look to see where maybe you can make some improvements, make yourself a little more competitive, but just do the best that you can. It's not easy. If it were easy, everybody could do it and would be doing it. So, and I'm not sure how the picking process goes. I know we have the point system, but I'm not quite sure if that's all that they look at. Join groups. I'm in the NSNA, National Student Nursing Association. I was also just asked to be in Phi Theta Kappa, which is the 2-year Associate Honor Society, and there's an equivalent in the 4-year universities. So when I go to transfer to get my BSN, I can get lots of scholarships and things like that to go towards my BSN, MSN, whatever I want to do, being in this honor society. So I was completely thrilled that I was even asked to be on that, because, to be honest, in high school, the grades were not that great. But like I said back then, I didn't really know how I needed to learn and such, but I just dug my heels in. I got my stubborn on, like I've told you all to do. It's not easy, especially with a family. Sometimes you have to put yourself first, and that's very difficult, especially for a mother to do. Fathers too, but you have to remember the end goal, the end result. You're going to have friends that are upset because they feel like you've put them on the back. Sorry, my voice is, I've been fighting a cold for a couple weeks, so excuse the way I sound if I sound funny. But, you know, you're going to have some friends that feel like you don't talk to me anymore, you're ignoring me, all you do is study. Well, yeah, because you have to, you know, you have priorities, and it's temporary. But to stop for an hour and to have a coffee, even if they come to you at your house and say, okay, how about some lunch or something, you have to also stop and recharge yourself. I got caught up quite a bit in study. I don't have time to stop. But you do have to take some time out and find that balance. Like, you know, my husband's been very good about teaching me balance. I've done well and I've gotten good grades, but there's times I feel like there's so many things on my plate at one time, and there's nothing I can take off my plate. And I felt at one time, starting this semester, that it was about September time, I felt completely overwhelmed. And like I said, I had a lot of losses this summer, so emotionally I was also just very drained and tired. And so I felt like I couldn't give 100%, and of course you cannot. You can't give 100% to everything, but you can find balance and rotate. And so I know when I study all day with my study group, or when I've had classes all days, I come home and I do take an hour or two and we watch a movie together, me and my family, or, you know, I do go watch my kids' sports as best as I can. That was kind of hard for them because I used to be at just practices, even watching practices. I love to watch them. But now it's kind of, I can't be at everything, And so they kind of had a rough time with that at first, and they're teenagers. So I understand with little ones and such, but when you have little ones, I had a girlfriend in that situation. He was 2, or he is 2, almost 3, and I'm like, I don't really remember much back when I was 2. I remember a lot growing up, you know, being older, so hopefully, you know, just don't stop, keep going. Hopefully he won't remember much from this time. And my kids are old enough to where we still constantly talk, and I let them know I'm doing this not just for myself, but for them, you know, to improve our life, so I can help put them through college. I already have one in college, and I have 2 more following behind here in a couple years. Shelby's 16 and Carlton's 14. Actually, they're all getting ready to have birthdays. They'll be 15, 17, and 19 in January, February, and March. So, you know, just still, even taking 10 minutes out while they're in the kitchen eating breakfast cereal before they go off to school, take those few minutes and talk to them. Take time for your spouse. Eric and I try and do date night once a week, and money's tighter now that I'm not working and such, and we have one in college. But, you know, you do what you have to do, even if it's ordering pizza in and watching a movie in your room, or, you know, just, I don't know, just sitting on the couch and catching up over some coffee or a drink or something. You know, we've done that too. So, you know, when the other 2 were out of the house, you know, that was just kind of our time to catch up spouse-wise. And it really does help you be able to go back to your studies, and you are relaxed, and you're like, okay, I can retain a little bit more. So do stop to recharge your batteries. There is time for that. I know sometimes you feel like there's not. It's so competitive. There's tests one right after the other. This semester I had anatomy and physiology 2, I had microbiology, and I had technical writing. Again, 2 hard science classes, but can I tell you, I really enjoyed micro. I was a little afraid of it. Not necessarily afraid of it, but I just didn't think it'd be interesting, and it really was. Trust me, you look at things a lot differently now than after you take a micro class, let me tell you what. Germs and what kills them, and it just how things work, and actually it went hand in hand with anatomy and physiology. There's many times where I was able to raise my hand in micro because I knew about it from anatomy, and vice versa. Many times I raised my hand in anatomy because I learned it already in micro. So actually it really did help, but microbiology was really a great class. I really enjoyed the labs. My teacher was all of my teachers have been very knowledgeable where I go to school. I'm very blessed. But you could tell she really loves what she does, and she just rattles. Streptococcus, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, how do you remember all these names? And she could spell them. And she said, I don't know. It's just always been easy for me. But she's an adjunct teacher at my school, but she's just fabulous. And she has this witty sense of humor that you love her. You just love her. And same with my anatomy teacher. He can be all over the place for some people, but I adored that man. And I'm really going to miss having classes with him. And, but one thing that they did teach me, and I would like to, you know, reinforce to you guys, kind of go more in depth. Read beyond just what, you know, your homework is, or what you think you need to know during a review, you know, when you get your review or whatever. YouTube has been a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous tool for me with these science classes. Khan Academy, Khan Academy, all one word, on YouTube. Helped me so much with the Krebs cycle. And, you know, that was both in anatomy and micro. Explaining different parts, like when we were going over the kidney and the neuron, I could go in and out, and I know that stuff forwards and backwards, and I definitely knew a lot more than my classmates who just got from notes and stuff. My teacher would always say, you get more information from your reading, you get it from your reading, you get it from your reading, because there's only so much time in a class, but it's also up to you to be proactive in your own education and go above and beyond. And really, it's quite fascinating, and I just know that being in clinicals, I'm not quite sure because I haven't started yet, but talking to some nursing students, it's not necessarily how things work, it's kind of why, and you know, you're getting the symptoms and the scenarios and you're piecing together. But to me, my way of thinking, the more you know how something works, the more you know how they all ties together. Respiratory and circulation, and you know, the heart, all that, how they all work, to even though you learn them in bits and pieces, the blood comes back to everything. You know, the more you know about that stuff, I think the better I'm going to be in clinicals when it comes down to that critical thinking and scenario type situations. I am kind of nervous about that because, you know, when you're in your prereqs, it's reading your book, it's what you know, it's more black and white, where now I'm going to have to switch gears, I think, from what I understand, for clinicals, and it's more the why and the, just like I said, more the scenario thing. Many students I've talked to said they got better at that as time went along, so I'm hoping that's true. I'm completely thrilled and excited. There was a lot I had to do to get my packet in. They give you like 3 weeks to a month to get your packet in. You have to have your drug test and your TB test done, and you have to have your immunization shots up to par. I'm not home to have my packet and all my notes in front of me, so I'll do more in depth. This is just a quick overview. I will do a what I had to do for clinicals video when I get back to Delaware after the holiday. But don't wait. Don't think, oh, I have a month. It takes a lot of time, money, the FBI check, the state background check. I had to do both the fingerprintings. It costs money. It takes time. It takes time for results to come back, but I think with my school, at least, as long as you had the receipt saying it was done, they accepted that. CPR class, and make sure it's the right CPR class. Some people, I guess, turned in the wrong CPR card, so I don't know if they lost their spots or not, but if you're unsure, double check with the people that are in charge of clinicals, you know, not just necessarily the admin or secretary, but talk to clinical teachers and say, I have a CPR card. Is this the correct one I need? It's the health provider CPR class. My school offered it for the clinical students who made it, so I took that class. But if you're not sure, double check. Don't just assume, okay? I turned my packet in early, which was a good thing, because I was missing my flu shot, and I thought it was in there, and I overlooked that. So, but I had, because I turned it in early, I had, that time I went right that day and got the copy of it. Of course, I had it taken. I just forgot to get the copy from the doctor's office, and I got that right back in. So, but if you're turning it in last hour and you're missing something, that doesn't give you the opportunity to go get it in time. So I'll do a more in-depth video on that, but I did end the semester with all A's. I had an A in anatomy and physiology 2, an A in microbiology, and an A in technical writing. Technical writing was a class I had to take for clinicals, and at first I was like, why do I have to take this class? But I'm really glad I did. It's just going to help me in my professional life and in my school life, so it really is a good class to take. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to end this video, but again, comment, rate, and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to hear from me, and everybody have a happy holiday. Bye.